Welcome to Bloom at the Yoga Garden. So thank you for joining me for this short version of our class. So this will be about 25 minutes, half an hour. So get yourself comfortable on your mat. We're going to begin by lying back and down in Shavasana. So get yourself nice and comfortable. And just see if you can let everything go. So feel as if you're stretching the crown of your head up towards the top of the mat. Relax your shoulders, soften them away from your ears. Rotate your arms to allow the backs of the hands to be in the floor, assuming that's comfortable for you. The heel of the right foot at the right edge of the mat, the heel of the left foot at the left edge of the mat. And just take a nice, long, slow, deep inhale. And a nice, soft, whispery exhale. And just see if you can let something go. Whatever you were doing before you came to your mat, whatever you've planned for afterwards, just let it all go. Imagine you can set it outside the door of the room you're in. You can pick it up afterwards if you want to, but maybe you'll find you don't need to. So just take a nice, long, slow, deep inhale and really savor that breath. Enjoy that breath, this universal breath. And then as you exhale, really feel your whole body softening and relaxing down onto the mat. Letting go of anything that doesn't serve you at this particular moment. And feel in your next inhale that you're breathing in love for yourself. And as you exhale, breathe out love and send it to someone you know who really needs it at this particular moment. Or maybe even just to the universe. So just continue to breathe like that for another couple of rounds. Really enjoying your breath, savoring it, feeling grateful for this breath. This breath that we get from the plankton and from the trees, and they so freely give it to all living things. And just enjoy that nice, soft, rhythmic in and out. And it is important, as far as possible, to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Because that triggers some sensors that tell your body to take the oxygen from the air. So one more round of breath like this. And then just have a little stretch in whatever way your body says it needs to at the minute. We haven't been lying too long, but... And then when you've done that, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give them a hug. Nothing too strenuous at the minute. And maybe do a few rotations with your ankles one way and then the other. Just move them in whatever way you feel you need to, and then maybe a few foot flaps. So we're almost ready to begin the physical aspect of our class this morning. So Please only do what feels right. You never should do anything that you know doesn't agree with your body, or if you've got an ache or a pain or you've hurt something. You won't do yourself any good by pushing yourself too far or doing something that you shouldn't. So honour your body. Remember, ahimsa, kindness, is at the heart of all yoga, including your own practice. Okay, so now we are going to squeeze our knees in. So take a big inhale, relax your shoulders and squeeze your knees in towards your chest. And then release as you inhale and exhale again, squeeze them in. Another inhale as you relax. And this time as you exhale, maybe you'll bring your shoulders and head up towards your knees. So just towards you, no pressure to reach your nose to your knees or anything else. Just a little squeeze, just beginning to engage your muscles. So keep breathing here, of course. That would have been a very long exhale. And maybe just stay here, or maybe you leave go. And really roll your shoulders down away from your ears. Squeeze your knees in as much as you can. Maybe do a few more rotations with your ankles if you want to. Take your mind off any squeezing, any sensations that are beginning to arise in your core. Smile and say, "Isn't this wonderful?" And then gently release head and shoulders back down to the floor. And then straighten the left leg along the floor. And bring your right knee in, give it a wee squeeze, and then gently take your right knee up towards your right shoulder, just as far as it wants to go now, no forcing. And maybe a wee circle or two, and then maybe take your right hand down, take hold of the heel, and gently begin to raise your foot up towards the ceiling. So we want the heel and the knee in a line, more or less. And we're trying to get the knee down towards the outside of the shoulder. If this is too much, plant your left foot in the floor. But if you want to work a bit harder, you can keep it out along the floor. One more breath here. And gently release. And we'll swap sides. So left knee in, we squeeze. Take it up towards the left shoulder, again, just as far as it wants to go. And this side could be different. In fact, there's every likelihood it will be completely different. And then maybe take your left hand down, see if you can hold on to the heel. If you can't reach the heel, hold on to your shin or your leggings, whatever. And then bring it, the foot up towards the ceiling, and you're encouraging the knee down towards the left shoulder. So again, we want the knee and the heel more or less in a straight line. One more breath here, and again, plant your right foot in the floor if you need to. And then gently release. Bring both knees in, cross your feet at the ankles. Hold on to the outside edges of your feet if you can, and then just squeeze your knees in and sort of stretch through the tops of your feet. So this is probably nicer for most of you than kneeling and stretching the tops of your feet the way we very often do. One more breath here, and then we're going to rock and roll as many times as you want to. And bring yourself up and meet me in Vajrasana. So if this isn't comfortable for you, you can come into high kneeling. You can do this as well from easy cross-legged or even with your legs straight out in front. So if you have sore knees, don't be sitting like this. Or if the tops of your feet feel sore, put a blanket in underneath them. And it also works really well, makes it really comfortable if you put a cushion or something in at the back of your knees like that, and it just stops that pressure on your knees. So get yourself comfortable before you do anything. Just bring your hands down onto your thighs, wherever you are, or to the side of the floor. It doesn't really matter, actually. Maybe just to the floors, and then we'll all be the same. And we're going to take a big inhale and drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Inhale back to center, down to the left shoulder. Inhale back to center. So now we're going to take our arms behind us. So hold on to both elbows initially and roll your shoulders back, lift your heart center up. And now we're going to hold on to the right elbow with the left hand. Take a big inhale. And we're going to drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. So it doesn't really matter which side you do first, but you're going to bend your ear towards the bent arm. And just notice how much stronger that makes that stretch now. Excuse me, inhale back to center, and we'll swap sides. So whichever side, the opposite side, as long as you're taking your ear over towards the bent arm. So take a big inhale first, and then drop your ear down towards that bent arm, holding on to the opposite elbow, or wherever you can reach for that matter. If you haven't got great flexibility in your shoulders, you may not be able to reach that far. Then inhale back to center, and then from here we're just going to tuck our toes under and bring ourselves up to stand. So walk your feet toward your hands, or your hands toward your feet, it doesn't really matter, and gently bring yourself up to a nice standing position. And from here we're just going to do a little bit of breathing. So bring your hands together at your heart center. So we're in Tadasana. So your feet can either be together with a little gap at your ankles or slightly apart. They're not as much as hip width apart. Lift all your toes. Feel you're really pressing down into all four corners of your feet. So you want to feel really grounded and really connected to the earth. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Just nice soft shoulders. Lift your heart center up. Take a big inhale. And as you do so, open your arms out. In gratitude, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, open up. Feel the expansion in your chest as you take that inhale. And exhale, hands to your heart center. We'll do one more of those. Inhale, open up your heart. And exhale, hands to your heart center. And then from here, we're just going to swing our arms the whole way up this time. And exhale, fold forward and down until you can make contact with your feet. And maybe a little rock from side to side. So have your knees bent as deeply as you need to. And then inhale into your flat back. So either hands to your thighs, bringing your heart center through, your shins, or maybe even the floor if you've got the flexibility. Take another breath here, and then exhale. Fold a little deeper back down into your Uttanasana. Press strongly into all four corners of your feet. Bring yourself the whole way back up again, and hands to your heart center. So this time we're going to take a step back with one foot. So we'll step back with the right foot. Doesn't really matter. You step back with whatever foot you want. So make sure your feet are still hip width apart as you do this. And we're going to bring both arms out in front. Take a big inhale, and as you do, you're going to turn towards the right. So right hand out towards the back, and then windmill it back to center. So we'll maybe windmill it both ways, actually, make a nice circle. Nice circle round with the right hand and arm. So feel you're turning the whole of your torso. Your legs are staying fairly stable. And back to center. So a nice opening of the heart center. And at the same time, you're getting a wee bit of a twist. Getting your shoulders mobilized. And back to center. And then bring your hands to your heart center, step through, and we'll do the other side. So step back with the left foot this time. So it's more or less a slight angle with the left foot, arms out in front, and we'll windmill the left arm back and turn. And back to center. Inhale as you turn, open up your heart center. Exhale, back to center. Press strongly into the heel of the back foot. Press strongly into the front foot. And back to center. One more. Can't remember how many we did on the other side. One more seems right in this side anyway. And then bring your hands back to your heart center. So we're going to just take that a tiny wee bit further. We're going to step back again with the right foot. And this time we're going to inhale up with our right arms, and we're going to bend both legs and lower the right leg, right knee down and up. And as we come up, we're going to come into cactus arms. Inhale up, bend both knees. Exhale up, cactus arms. Inhale, reach your arms up, bend both knees. Cactus arms. Just keep breathing whatever way feels right for you. Last one. And we're just going to hold it for one breath, maybe 2 breaths. One more big inhale here. And this time we're going to plant the heel of the back foot. Reach up into your fingertips. So the back foot's at an angle of about 45 degrees, lunging deeply into the front foot, front knee. And we're in Virabhadrasana 1. So look up between your hands if you can. Reaching up and sitting down, lunging a little bit deeper. Inhale up, exhale, sit a little bit deeper. Begin to take your arms back. Take your hands back, tiny wee back bend. There should be no nipping in your back. If there is, come up. Get a bit of length before you go back. One more breath here. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center, press into the heel of the back foot and step forward. And we're back ready to do the other side. So we're going to step back with the left foot. We're going to take a big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the back knee, come into our cactus arms. Inhale up, straighten both legs. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale up. Exhale, bend both knees. So this is a challenge to your balance. Inhale up. Exhale, bend both knees. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, bend both knees. We're going to hold it. Couple of breaths. Breathe. Lift up through feel you're squeezing both sides of your ribs, and one more big inhale. And then bring yourself up, plant the heel of the back foot, lunge deeply into the front leg, and we're in Virabhadrasana 1. Reaching up into your fingertips, sitting a little bit lower, can't even talk. Inhale into your fingertips, exhale, sit a little bit lower. Watch your shoulders haven't crept up. One more big inhale here. Maybe take your arms back, take your hands back. Only if it doesn't pinch or hurt your back. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Press into your front foot and step forward again. And then from here, we're going to swing our arms up, fold forward and down, make contact with your mat. And step back into downward facing dog. And walk your dog very briefly. So lift your sit bones up. Rotate the big arm bones out so that your shoulders will draw away from each other and away from your ears. Navel back towards your spine. And let your head go. So come into your static dog when you're ready. We're not going to stay here very long. One more breath here. And then we're going to look forward and step the right foot through. Bring the left knee down to the floor. Press into the left hand and inhale up with the right. And exhale down. And now we're going to bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe that right foot out towards the edge of the mat. So you can have the toes off the mat, the heel on the mat. And you can allow your right hip to open out towards the right. And if you're already feeling a good stretch here, the tops of your thighs, this is where you'll stay. So you're bringing your heart center forward. But if you think you can go a bit further, maybe you'll use a cushion or a block or a bolster if you have it. But maybe you'll feel you can come down onto your elbows. And as I say, you can put something, this just happens to be handy for me, it's maybe not the right shape, but you can use a cushion or a bolster to bring your elbows down if you feel you want to go a bit further but can't quite reach the floor. But again, you listen to your body, you do what feels right for you. And just let your head go once you get to wherever you are and you're comfortable. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And then plant your hands. Tuck the toes of the back foot under. Press into the toes of the back foot and step back into plank. So heels going back, pressing the floor away, lifting up through the front body, sort of hollowing the front body out and doming up into the back body. One more breath and then lower yourself the whole way down. Bring your knees down if you need to, toes away. Lower yourself down. Bring yourself into cobra. Tuck your toes under. And we're back into down dog. Ready to do the other side. So of course, take a breather at any time you need to. Bring yourself down into child's pose. Or take your breather if you want in down dog. So now we're going to look forward and step through with the left foot this time. Right knee to the floor. Plant the right hand. Inhale up with the left. And exhale down. So this time bring your left hand to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe the left foot out towards the edge of your mat. You can bring the toes off the mat if you wish. And same thing again, use your blocks, your bolster, your cushion. If you're feeling a good stretch up here at the hip flexors, you will stay here. You will not try to do anything silly, like going any further. But however, if you feel, oh, I think I could go a little bit further, then you'll begin to lower yourself down and bring your elbows down onto the mat and let your head go. And breathe. One more breath here. And then plant your hands. Tuck the toes of the back foot under. Back into plank. Just a brief pause and prank, you stay as long as you want to. Lifting the front body into the back body, and then if you want to, lower yourself down into up dog or cobra, doesn't matter, and back into down dog. And just walk your dog briefly, and then bring yourself down onto your knees into tabletop. And from here, we're going to just do the legs of Gomukhasana. Just really quickly. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Obviously, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But you'll enjoy, you'll feel your hips have been nicely open, so it should be quite good. So I find the easiest way to get into this, I'm going to turn and face you, is to bring the right foot forward, tuck the left knee in behind, and bring both feet out to the sides. And again, this is where you're going to use a block or a brick to help you to bring the floor up a bit closer. And then sit your bottom down in between both feet. So you want to be resting on both sit bones. You don't want one sit bone to be up like this. You want to be evenly on both sit bones. So that's where you'll use your support to make sure you're nice and level. And maybe you'll walk your hands forward. Maybe you'll just keep your hands on your feet. Give your feet a wee massage. And this feels really good, actually. If you give your feet a wee rub. It does feel quite nice. So if you want to make it stronger, of course, you're going to come forward maybe and bring your nose down or walk your hands forward. It's up to you. So you'll be feeling it. The only place you should feel it is down this right hip. There should be no pain in your knees. If you have bad knees, you shouldn't be doing this at all. But actually, if you have a bad knee, what you can do is, say if you're a sore left knee, you can keep your left knee out in front and just do it with your right knee and fold forward. And that is quite a nice way to do it as well. So wherever you are, we'll come out of it the way we went into it. So from tabletop, which of course I wasn't in it there, and we'll do the other side. So this time the left knee is going to come forward, right knee out, both feet level if possible. So you might need to wriggle them forward. Check that you're sitting nice and comfortably in both sit bones. Good stretch. This time down the left hip. Big inhale. Either keep your hands here, give your insoles, not your insoles, arches. Insoles are in your shoe, aren't they? Your arches, a little massage, and your feet, maybe your toes. And that actually does help you in this posture. Or if you want to work harder, walk your hands forward and bring your forehead or your nose down towards your knees. But this does significantly increase, but maybe you need to do that to feel it in this left hip. Certainly when I'm here, thank goodness, it used to be I couldn't do this at all. I don't feel it, so it really takes me to come a little bit forward to begin to feel the stretch down this left side. One more breath here. And then come out of it the way we went into it. And bring yourself back. So from here, we'll just bring ourselves into child's pose briefly. So take your knees out as wide as you need to, or you can have them together. So you can have your knees out the full width of your mat, big toes to touch, or you can have your knees wherever feels right. And then begin to bring yourself down. So you can have forearms on the floor, make a wee pillow for your forehead, or take your hands down either side of your heels. And if you do this, allow your shoulders to roll forward. Take a big inhale, feel your breathing into the back body, and exhaling,
into the front body. In and out. So length along the back body as you inhale, softening along the front body. Just give yourself permission to let go. You don't need to fix everything that's broken. You don't need to fix everybody that's broken. You have permission to let go, to rest. And if you want to, just stay here. Otherwise, bring your hands to your shoulders, press into your hands, and bring yourself up and meet me in easy cross legs. And just bring your hands to your heart center. Feel that you're rooted down into the ground. Give yourself permission to let go. And I'm just going to read you a little thing by Georgina Barbery. As you breathe, savor the openness of your chest and lungs. As you inhale, think about each and every single thing that brings gratitude to your life. And as you exhale, exhale anything. Let go of anything that doesn't serve you. And a big smile to yourself for all the things that do. So thank you so much for joining me for this short practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really appreciate the fact that you tuned in to join me. Thank you so much. Namaste.